This is Network 18. And you are watching CNBC TV 18.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of AMD and AMD India, welcome. Innovation fuels economic growth in a global economy, everywhere in the world, in whatever industry you are. And AMD represents the face of innovation. We respond to customers' needs. We create solutions in conjunction with customers. And going forward, and in the past, we've always taken a step ahead and innovated in response to customers' needs of the future. And who better to talk about innovation than the CEO of AMD, Mr. Dirk Meyer, who's here with us today. In fact, this is his maiden visit as after he became CEO of AMD. So welcome, Dirk. Thank you so much. Let me take this moment to just give a brief bio about Dirk. Dirk's been in AMD since 1995. He joined AMD in the microprocessor design team. Went on to lead the team that produced the AMD Athlon microprocessor, which essentially put AMD in the forefront of the CPU industry. Since then, he has taken on various roles, finally becoming the CEO last year. For recognition as his design engineer, he's been given the Association of Computing Machinery's 2003. He won the award, Maurice Wilkes Award for Computer Architecture. And this year, the University of Illinois, his alma mater, gave him the Distinguished Alumnus Award. So congratulations, Dirk, and thank you. And representing CNBC is Gautam Srinivasan. So with this, I'd like to invite Dirk and Gautam to the stage. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. It's indeed a very special evening. We've got special guests. We've got special company. The topic of this discussion is the new face of innovation. I'm your host, Gautam Srinivasan, and with me a very special guest, Dirk Meyer, who's the president and CEO of AMD, one of the foremost companies in the tech world. All right, now your predecessor had outlined three key areas in which the power of technology could be used as a catalyst. Let me see, it's healthcare, energy conservation, and digital inclusion. What's your opinion on this, technology as a catalyst for innovation?
Well, I think he got a good list, but it's too short. In the sense that in many ways technology is the catalyst for innovation in just about every industry, in just about every field of academic study these days. Certainly scientific and engineering study, you find information technology as being fundamental to pushing forward the frontiers of human knowledge. So, healthcare, energy, I think that's a good list. I mean, clearly the healthcare industry, at least in the United States, is in woeful need of being updated and using IT systems to be more productive. But I think I wouldn't stop at those three for the reason I said. All
right. Now, let's speak on digital inclusion a bit more. The 50-15 initiative, whereby you envision about 50% of the world having internet access by around 2015. How confident is AMD of achieving that goal?
Well, I think my predecessor, Hector, was really kind of a visionary when he created for himself and the company the 50 by 15 platform way back in 03, 04, something like that. At that time, the IT industry was, he thought, and we think, too focused on the developed markets as being the principal market in place for economic opportunity. And Hector stood up really first in the IT area and said, hey, look, wait a minute, there's a small fraction of the world's population that has the benefit, education benefit, the productivity benefit of information technology. So he boldly created this 50 by 15 vision. All right.
Now, this is my favorite question to ask. Looking at the general picture, overall, do you think that technological innovation is just getting ahead of the curve of consumer needs?
That's a really good question. And you're right. I think for a long time, including still now, technology for consumers was really brought to market as a matter of specsmanship. It used to be about CPU clock speed. Then it became, about other features inside the box. Now it's about how many cores you have in the platform. I think these are all not very well connected to what's relevant to consumers, clearly. In part, we've seen a move towards the use of the term good enough computing to express the idea that, hey, for what many people do with a PC, whether it's use the internet or office productivity, what they have today is good enough, and as a result you're seeing terrible price point erosion, which frankly isn't good for the IT industry. Part of that is natural, but I think it's important to step back and simply say, well, look at the way we interact with computers. Is that really good enough? In my view, good enough isn't good enough. Think about it. The interface with PCs hasn't changed in 25 years. We have a mouse, we have a keyboard, we have a screen, we have a graphical user interface. Hadn't changed in 25 years. To me, that's not very good.
So when do you see that changing? I mean, yeah, you're right. It's still the same monitor, still the same CPU, motherboard and everything, and still the keyboard, still the mouse. When do you see the entire ecosystem change?
Well, here I do think the continued improvement in processing capability is going to drive what I think is going to be a revolutionary change in the way people interact with computers. We're starting to see a real opportunity as a processing company to do the following. One is to better represent to people the virtual world through a better, richer experience. Today it's a two-dimensional experience. In the future it's going to be a holographic experience. The other opportunity, though, is for the computer to better understand what's happening in the real world through technologies like motion recognition.
All right, let's not look too far in the future. 2010, how is AMD gearing up for a big fight with Intel? Is there going to be a big fight? You've got Athlon 2, they've got the Core 7 930. What's 2010 going to look like?
Our focus, I attempt to make the company's focus not be on the competition. Intel's going to do what they're going to do, but our focus is on understanding what people want to do with technology, being a great partner for our OEM customers and our channels, and really giving the people that are our partners a better user experience. And Intel's going to do what they're going to do.
All right, let's focus on what works and what doesn't. You've got Alchemy, you've got Barcelona, some things which you would like to forget. You've got Athlon and Opteron, successes. So what works for one particular set, like say the Athlon and Opteron, and say what doesn't for the Barcelona? What are the key lessons you've learned there?
Yeah, you gave two examples. One is Alchemy, which of course was a low power MIPS-based embedded product line that we had, and the other was of course Barcelona, the code name for a 4-processor, 4-core server platform. Two words to express the lessons we learned through those: focus and execution. In the case of Alchemy, it wasn't that we had a bad product line. We had a product line that was a little bit too far afield from what was and still is the core of our business. And there I think it is important to identify clearly, hey, who are you? What are your capabilities? What are the markets that you can really distinguish yourself in, given those capabilities, and focus on those markets? And in the case of Alchemy, I think we got a little bit too far afield. We decided to sell off the product line. It's still reasonably doing well in the hands of a smaller, more focused, embedded company. And in the case of Barcelona, great product, great conceived. The conception was great. The definition was great. We stumbled a little bit just as we were about to deliver it into the marketplace. Still, was an okay product. Didn't realize all the potential. Why not? Execution. So, not a new lesson perhaps, but focus and execution, I would say, are the watchwords.
All right. Now, speaking again to our favorite topic of Intel versus AMD, you've got price and partnership competition, but looking at it from a broader sense, the competition with Intel, how is it driving real innovation forward?
Well, I think it's clear that without, in the final analysis, without competition, the motive for investment and innovation, it ends. I think the fact that AMD and Intel have been competing with each other has been a reason why we've seen the tremendous gains in microprocessor performance over the years, and I look forward to a day in the future when the market operates in a way that's even more open to competition, because I think that's going to spur further innovation and make not only our market more robust, but benefit all of the other industries that in one way or another take advantage of IT.